Good morning. I am Kim Kesti, Creative Director here at Fun Stamper's Journey, and welcome to another edition of T3. Now, what is T3, you might ask? It is all about tools, tips, and techniques. And I try to come here every Tuesday, by the way, so that's another T. But it might not always be Tuesdays, but we do try to come every Tuesday around 11 a.m. Arizona time. So welcome if you're a first timer. I'm so happy to have you, whether you're watching us on Facebook Live or maybe you're watching us on YouTube. Our YouTube audience has grown, so that's really exciting. And if you do not watch us on YouTube currently, check us out because we have a lot of T3s that are already in the playlist there, and you can subscribe to our channel while you're there. So much fun. So that's my PSA announcement out of the way for this morning before we get started. But today I'm going to talk about doing some kind of different things with your dies that you might not normally do. Now, instead of die cutting with our dies for this project I'm going to work on today, we're going to emboss with our dies. So if you've never done it, I hope that you learn something new. You learn a little bit about our platinum machine, which I have right in front of me here, and I'm going to talk about the sandwiches for doing that and just kind of run through the whole thing with you. And it's going to be such a cute project. I'm so excited. Okay, so what I have here is I do have our Journey Platinum machine on the table here in front of me, and it comes, of course, with the platform that I have right here, and it comes with the cut plates, which I don't have because I don't need them. Those are our fun orange color. But what I do have now is I have our tan embossing mat. So this is the kind of rubbery guy that's super fun to play with. So I'm going to be using that, and then I'm going to be using the embossing plate, which if I turn it over, you can see that it says right on it, embossing plate. So super simple, super easy, and the actual sandwich is also on your platform, so you cannot get this wrong. I am going to switch these two layers right here, but I'm going to walk that through as we go along. So what I'm also going to do, because I want a really fun kind of letterpress effect, that's kind of what I'm going for. I'm not going to be adding ink into the actual press action, although that is something I want to try in the future, so let me know if you've ever tried that. But because I want that letterpress look, I'm going to use our color splash sheets. So these are watercolor sheets, and they're much thicker than our cardstock, and they have some lovely texture and lovely fiber to them. So these are our color splash sheets, and those are what I'm going to be using today instead of our whipped cream cardstock. So the basic idea is that you take a few of your dies, and I'll show you, well, the green on green isn't going to show up too much. Let me show you the packaging of the two dies I'm going to use today. I wanted a variety of snowflakes, so I actually grabbed two of our die sets. This is a newer set called Snow Blooms, and I took two of the larger snowflakes from this set. I could have used the baby, but I kind of wanted something a little bit bigger, so I went ahead and grabbed the Blooms set over here, which is called Journey Blooms Holiday Set. That's pretty funny. They both have blooms in the name. And I took this medium, excuse me, gosh, this medium snowflake. So in other words, I used the biggest one from here, the medium from here, and then the snowflake from here. So that felt like it was a good combination of snowflakes for me. So don't forget, you can mix and match your dies and have a lot of fun with them. So I'm going to move the embossing plate temporarily while I get my other goodies ready here. So again, I'm going to come back with our watercolor splash here. I'm just going to take one of them. But sometimes when you try this technique, if I was just going to go in and emboss straight on this watercolor sheet, it could cause the paper to crack. So in order to avoid that, I'm going to give you a little tip. Here's your first tip of the day. Go ahead and take your medium mister, and that's got just plain water in it, so it's just our little spritzer. It's a really fine mist. And spray not only one side, but both sides of this watercolor sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and spritz it a little bit off to the side so I don't get my work surface super wet. So you can see that I've just, I don't know if you can see a little bit of the shine on there. But yeah, I can kind of see the water glimmering there. So I've just went ahead and spritzed it with plain water. Now I'm going to show you before I go to this step, because I'm going to add something to this. I'm going to show you what happened when I did this with our leaf pattern die set. So I did this earlier as an experiment. So I went ahead and took this leaf pattern die, and I'm going to use the same sandwich, but I wanted to show you what it looked like done. So this is again our splash sheet, and all I did was go ahead and take the watercolor sheet. I laid the die face down, and it's going to be the same sandwich I'm going to show you in a minute, but I wanted to show you what this looked like with no color added, because I'm going to add a little bit of color to these snowflakes before I do it. So I'll bring that back later and show a little comparison. But again, Let's see where my little mister goes. Now it's dried a little bit, so I'm going to add a tiny bit more. But instead of doing this plain, I'm going to go ahead and add another small layer of color. And this is going to be with our shimmer gold. So this is our color splash. And you can see in the bottom, it's got all that yummy metallic there. So I definitely want to shake it up and get all that great metallic mixed up. So you can see how it even changes the color of the splash. See how yummy and silvery and, gold it is? This is the shimmer gold. And again, I'm going to hold this off to the side. So I don't know if Roy can catch this on the camera, but I don't want to spritz my whole sheet. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm just going to do a light coating. And this time I'm only doing it on one side. Now it's kind of all splishy splashy here. So I'm going to take one of our paint brushes that I just dipped in water, and I am going to kind of smooth it out a little bit, because I don't want it super splotchy. Okay, see what I did there? First water, then a little coat of this pretty gold splash, and now I'm going to lay that finished piece onto my tan mat. Okay, so step one, water, and then if you want to add color, go ahead and add color. And now I'm going to take my dies and just put them face down right there. Now if you get a little bit of splash or something on this sheet, don't forget this rubber mat is washable. You can go ahead and just wash it with warm soapy water. So it might get a little bit on there, I'm not too worried. So again, here's the sandwich. You've got your platform, you've got your tan mat, your watercolor paper, your dies face down, and now I'm coming back with the embossing plate and covering that guy up. So, if you're watching this video on replay, you can definitely go back and pause me and freeze me and let it get going. So now I'm just running it through the machine in just your normal fashion. This is a sandwich that we use for a few different embossing techniques. Now I'll take the embossing plate off. And now when I remove the dies, you can see that they will not have cut out because you have this tan mat underneath. It's not a cutting mat. So all they've done is press the impression into that paper. And not only that, but they've really had a lot of fun with that gold shimmer. Do you see how it's kind of pressed it into some of the grooves? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I hope we can catch a little bit of the glare. Yeah, a little bit. Or I should say not the glare, but the pretty shimmer. So pretty. So if I've got a tiny bit of the gold splash here, I'm going to grab a little baby wipe and just wipe it up. You don't really want to let it dry on there, but just kind of tidy it up a little bit. Put that one to the side. So again, I'm going to bring back my other die that I did earlier in the day. So here's the one. Here's what this would have looked like if I did not add the gold. So really pretty. The snowflakes would have been just gorgeous. They would have been white on white. So that is definitely an option for, you know, depending on what kind of card you want to do. But I think for this particular card, because I want it to be really shimmery and holiday-ish and shiny and, you know, all the sparkly fun, I love the gold shimmer in on this particular project. So absolutely love that. So much fun. Set this aside. So now that I've got this basically done, I want to add a few more layers of shimmer and shine. So I'm going to show you a few different products that I use to really layer up on the front of this card base, and it's all pretty much all metallic-y. So let's check it out. First, I've got some of our mirror paper, and this is probably going to blind us. Whoa. So we've got silver mirror paper and gold. For this particular project, I just used the silver, and again, I don't want to blind anybody, but I went ahead and cut these same little snowflakes out, you know, that I had earlier, just normal, the normal way to die cut them. So I cut those out of our silver mirror paper. So check, got some really fun sparklies on there. And then I also added our fun little washi tape. So this is a silver sparkly washi tape. Isn't it pretty with the silver and gold? Love it. Before I get too far, I guess I'll go ahead and do this and show you guys on camera. I know that you've seen me do some of the little silking before, but I'm going to add silver and gold since you can see that I'm adding some silver and gold elements. So I thought the silk would really tie it in well together. And you don't even, if this is not completely dry, you don't even have to wait for it to dry. You can just add your silk, silver and gold silk. And again, if you have never really applied silk much, it's almost like you're going to tap the top of the jar, almost like you'd be tapping a cigarette to flick the ash off. Does that make sense? Not that I've ever done that, but you know. So here's the silver. So again, I love the layering of the two silks with the shimmer gold in the background. So again, that's gold silk and silver silk. So just a little sprinkle of both on there. And it's actually even kind of fun if this is wet, because sometimes the silk will go on here and it'll spread a little bit more than it normally would on a dry piece of paper. So I actually love that it's a tiny bit damp. So again, super fun. So we're going to add a little strip of tape. I'll just put it on there for funsies. And then, oh my gosh, can you imagine the bling from these guys? Now this is our Holiday Sparkles set. I think the sticker's on the back, so I just kind of took it out. But these gems are so amazing, you guys. Let me see if I can kind of hold them up. Do you see how pretty they are? They're almost like a little pyramid effect. Ooh, that's some nice close-ups there, Roy. So I love the shape of these, and they have such amazing glimmer and sparkle when you get them on the project. Can't even imagine. And for my sentiment, this is going to be kind of crazy, but I'm using one of my very, very favorite sentiment sets from our big catalog. It's called Letterboard Sentiments, and I love this set. It's not a holiday set, and it's not in our holiday mini catalog, but it's just one of those sets that just I reach for time and time again because the font is so simple. It's got a bunch of classic sentiments on it, and this particular one, you guys know what I'm going to use. Sparkle On. I mean, how perfect is that for my sparkly holiday card I want? Absolutely love it. So I went ahead and embossed that. Let me show you the finished project because all these elements have come together now. And here it is. It's called Sparkle On. Again, I white embossed the title on just a piece of Riverstone cardstock. And hopefully you can get the, oh yeah, look at, get some of that mirror paper to shine. So pretty. And all those pretty gems. This card is so pretty in real life with just the sparkle tape underneath. And the super amazing embossing back there. So I have the start of my second card finished right here. Can't wait to finish this. This actually looks like a really complicated card, but it's not that bad. You really could do this technique. You could do like a half a dozen of them real quick, and then you could do all your die cutting of your mirror paper all at one time. And then after that, it's really just about popping it up on a little bit of foam squares and adding your gems, and you are good to go. So love it. So much fun. I hope that you enjoyed this simple tip and technique for using your dies in a new and different way. And again, if you've never tried this, I encourage you to give it a try. Go ahead and post it on any of your social media channels and tag us with Fun Stamper's Journey, and we'll definitely come and check it out. Now, I just can't wait to see what you do when you bring paper to life.